Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Under Construction. This is episode number... I don't know. Wait, what episode is this? This is episode 79. We're on episode 80. Welcome to episode 80, everybody. I am your host, Ellis, otherwise known as Trainman, although, as I've previously talked about, may sometime soon be the Admiral. And this week we are back here in Mason Valley, because this is one of the most pressing locations for getting stuff done, and I would very much like to get stuff done. There's a couple of questions, or a couple of comments I want to cover first, before we move on to the rest of them for this video. We do have quite a few, and I very much appreciate that. Thank you to everyone that left a comment on the last episode. Zombie Slayer, there's 2 from you. There's also a conversation between you and Evan Games. Evan Games, there's 1 from you. Brady Cure, there's 1 from you and a response from Iser. KS1 Productions is 1 from you, and there's another 1 from Iser and 1 more from Highball. Actually, wait, hold on. I think I answered this question already. I feel like I answered this question already. Highball Productions asks, what is your opinion on the K&L Trains Pennsy FG1? I've talked about it, that I find it very cool. I find it very interesting. And I like that they made it, but I'm sad that it's not a Q2. That's really my only thoughts on it. I'm probably going to end up buying it sooner or later, but I wish it was a Q2. If that's, that's something, that's really the only thing I can think of, the only thing I can say is I wish it was a Q2, because that's what I want. That's, I've been waiting for so long. It was on the projects list, projects list? Yeah. Ages ago, and then it disappeared because he started doing, or he had to do more commission stuff. More people made commissions, and so it just, it just disappeared and it didn't come back, and that makes me so sad because I want my Q2. And my comment on it last week, I think, was, I'm going to be very sad while I'm buying this. I am probably going to buy it, but I'm just going to be sad that it's not a Q2 while I'm spending my money on it. So, K&L Trains has got me, they've got me suckered in, they've got me tied down, whatever you want to call it. They've got my, I don't know, they've got my money, basically. Which is fine by me, because not only is Laro a great guy, he makes quality content. The only thing I wish for is the same thing everyone else probably wishes for with those, is a cab. But that's fine, because the stuff is good anyway. Anyway, let's take a different comment. Again, I think I covered that last episode. Somebody say so if I didn't, because I did want to say plenty about the FG1. For the record, if people don't know what I'm talking about, K&L Trains, who is a DLS, or not a DLS, a maker of DLC for this game, which you can find at kltrains.com, produced the FG1, which is a proto-lanced engine based off of if the PRR had adopted an N&W Mallet as their new engine instead of the ATSF Texas type, I think. And the thing that eventually became the J1, Pennsy J1, I think it is. Anyway, Zombie Slayer actually gave me a timestamp. I honestly appreciate that. A lot of times people do give me a when people give me a timestamp, sometimes I don't have the opportunity to go back and check and see what I said and, make a comment on that exactly, but I definitely appreciate it so I can get some context for what I was saying, because, it's been a week. I've forgotten mostly of what I was talking about. I think I'm going to put this guy over here. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Anyway, so he timestamps me to my discussion on West Point, and he says, I live an hour away from West Point, and I've seen the freight line, double track for freighted passenger service. Are you thinking on the other side of the river? Because under West Point, I think it's a single track, and there isn't any passenger service down there. So, I know what you're talking about. If you live an hour away from West Point, but you're at a location where you get freight and passenger service, I would assume that you live on the east side of the Hudson, or at least that's where you go. If I'm wrong, say so, but as far as I was aware, they didn't use that side of the river for any passenger service. Maybe they do, maybe it's like New Jersey Transit or something. Anyway. Yeah, say something if I'm wrong on that. I'd be curious to know. Because I'd love to take a passenger train through the tunnel. There's a tunnel underneath West Point, for those who don't know. Anyway. Omaha Machinery Supply, Omaha Posh Apartments, Omaha Shops. Turn this like this. Zombie Slayer also says, Ellis, I saw you at Railfest in Steamtown. I was the guy who was talking about the SP could use a lot of orange paint. I was scared to talk to you because I don't know if you like random encounters with fans. I've never had one. You would have been the first, man. I would have been excited. But I instantly recognized your voice. You were sitting at the table behind mine in the dining car, and that's how I knew you were there. Oh my god. That's really cool. I was wondering where it was. Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember hearing anyone talking about that. But I do remember wanting to engage in conversation the people around me in the dining car, and it might have been you. I might have engaged you in conversation if you'd let it, if I had decided to. And then, come on, man, you would have had to say something. That would have been awesome. I would have been so excited, especially the fact that I was, with Chris and Madison there. It would have made me feel like, holy crap, there are people that exist and that, that care about my channel and stuff like that. It would make me realize that you're all real people, which is sometimes hard. I think you're all, the whole internet's just full of Russian bots these days, so I assume you guys are, just very kind ones, and eventually you're going to drop me a link to your Bitcoin something or other. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, no, that's awesome. That would have been so cool. I would have been so excited about that. That's why I wanted to put out my announcement, like, hey, I'm going to be at the Big E. Really cool. Come see me. Come see the Providence Northern booth or whatever. And I just didn't get around to it. I was too busy. So, I don't know. It's a shame. Oh well. I'm gonna put a different gas station here because this is too small. Put this gas station down here. You should have done it, man. That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity you don't have very often, and it's certainly not something that I experience ever. Also, this is going to be a story where I'm grumbling at Heinz, basically. So today, I went to the Providence Northern operating session, and there were a bunch of people there my age, which is a little bit unusual. One of them was from New Jersey, poor guy. And he had come up to participate in our operating set. Well, he was around. He didn't come up specifically for it, but he had been around, and he decided to come to our operating session after visiting the club last week. So, it was cool to have somebody from, out of area. He and I went back and forth as conductor and engineer on a bunch of trains. And yeah, we had a blast. I hope he comes back because he was a great kid, or great guy, I guess. He wasn't really a kid. I didn't get his. I don't know what age he is, but he drove himself there. I sort of pegged him to be in late high school, maybe early college. Anyway, well, mostly I assume that because he didn't say, oh, I go to school here. He just said, I live here, which, again, sort of tips me off that, I don't know, I'm getting too deep into this. Anyway, I am going to need more water than I have. This is not going to be good. I do not have much water. I didn't fill up my thing. If I have to step out in the middle of it to grab water, I'm going to feel bad and stupid. Anyway. Let's see. I just need more houses. I just need more houses. Not farmhouses. Jesus. Okay. So... oh yeah, right. There were a bunch of people there that were my age, and I was chit-chatting with them about railroad stuff. A lot of them, a couple of them, well, are people that I know, or people that I don't know, and they seem to be fairly knowledgeable on the area and rail fanning, stuff that I don't usually do or pay attention to. I don't do a lot of rail fanning around here, not only because I see a lot anyway, but also because I just don't have the time. Why is that a word that you respond to? I don't have the time to go out and rail fan like I would like to. And I haven't caught Providence and Worcester out doing their thing in a really long time. So that sort of, that got me thinking in a manner of, in a way. And we were basically sharing each other's YouTube channels, and I got into conversing with one of the kids who was working on a route in trains. And again, I'm calling them kids. They're not really kids. They weren't really that much younger than me. One of the guys, I just say the kids to separate them from the seniors that normally occupy the rest of the, that normally occupy the railroad there. It's, it's a model railroad club. Most of the guys are retirees. Anyway, and I plugged this show, I plugged this channel, of course, and just sort of, we went back and forth about rail fan videos and things like that, and I asked if anyone had heard of the Iron Horseman Chronicles, and no, nobody there had. However, somebody had heard of Highland Valley, and someone had heard of The Road to Denver. So first of all, god damn it, Eins, how are you more popular than me? You have like 4 episodes. Second, congratulations on being able to reach the people here. Third, it was just really cool to be like, I'm a voice actor in that, and I don't know, that was my very small, hey, these are, I could be recognized by these people that I associate with, that go to these foamy things, and, whatever. I don't know, I found it really cool, even though it was something, relatively minuscule. So, anyway, that's that story. Okay, sir. I just see it start off with the new Shoreham Tramway, the best smoked ham around. Great, now we have inside jokes that are going to exist in the comments of this show. I'm not going to explain that one. If you guys want to know what the hell's going on with the smoked ham, go into the, get in the Terminus fan chat and ask Iser about it. Or anyone, really. Anyone that was there for it. And maybe someday it'll be explained on the show, because I'll be building something that relates to it. Anyway, it says, the Super Plate Pen... the Super Plate Pen was not that great since they never played Sweet Victory, because they would have been the only good thing besides the commercials, but even then there is no more Clydesdale horses for some odd reason. No, instead we have the Bud Knight, and Dilly Dilly, and no corn syrup, or whatever. First of all, Dilly Dilly. Second of all, yeah, I miss the Clydesdales too, but at least you had Tom Brady on the field. That's basically the same thing. So for the trailer park or mobile home started in the beginning of 1950s. Okay, maybe I should make a whole section with just these Sears bungalows, because they're probably the closest thing I have to, let's see if I have a mobile home. Maybe if I get a mobile gas station. Well, I do have one mobile home. Okay. I'm not sure if that's a, let me check if that's a DLS asset. So, somebody actually mentioned that, hey, you should check on the, Evan Games, look at the queue in the bottom right if asset is usable or not. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't. They're always all white. Hold on, let me pull up something just to be an example. They're all white. This is the Pensy B1 from K&L Trains. This should be red. It's not. This is the E6 from K&L Trains. These are hoppers, I believe, off the download station. Or no, those are K&L as well. This is on the download station. These, I think, are built in. Like, everything's white now for some reason. Damn it, Tane, they've whitewashed the whole game. You ruined it. You're racist. Oh no, you can't use that anymore. You can't, and it's frustrating. Because, seriously, you can't use that anymore? That was one of the most useful things for me, building one of these, or making one of these, routes. That was kind of a big deal for me. It was certainly very, very helpful. So, this area is a little bit problematic. Mostly the fact that you have these larger open spaces. Here's what I'll do. I think if I have a school, right? Skull. I might have only one sort of school. I have this. School assembly hall, school bus, school boy. Not what I need. This is sort of a... This looks kind of 50s with the lines, but it could be later. 50s is a little bit more retro. This is a little bit more brutalist. This is, it's... You could pass it off as something older, but really this is more of a modern building. Either way, I might use it. Older high school. There we go. This'll do the trick. So I'll put this here, although there is a slight issue with this texturing. So maybe I'll turn it this way. We'll just pretend there isn't a texturing issue. What I'll do instead, let me get some... Is there another school? We get a football field. Council School, Consolidated Elementary School. Yeah, kind of ambiguous for the era on that. Aussie Outback School. Okay, so we have this building here, and that's what this tram stop's good for, I guess. And this helps us because now we don't have to worry about these large areas here. I think I'm going to box off this and use this as like a school yard. So we'll not put any more houses there. I'll put in a parking lot here. So yeah, this block's done. This block's done. This is going to be a park. These blocks need to be done. I think I'm going to add a couple more of these. The Boston triple deckers, 3-deckers, I guess. Clear that. Yeah. So I was so excited to be like, man, does anyone know the Iron Horseman Chronicles? And then I could be like, yeah, it's my show, that's my thing. But also one of the guys was trying to work on his own, and I gave him my business card. Not that it has anything to do with it, but it has my phone number on it, so that I could say, hey, if you need somebody, if you need a voice actor, then let me know. So hopefully that works out. You're gonna be on the... No. I only need one of these. So, Evan, since I got into your comment, yeah, I told you that in the first episode, and now it's not relevant anymore. I'm sorry. I wish it was different. One, I'm 13 going on 14 in March, but I would love to go on the Conway Scenic. Hey, just wait a little while. Just wait. This year or next year, they'll have a steam engine, then do it. Or just do it, go on both. You're up there. You're in New Hampshire. You're close enough. Go see some Steam. It's good for you. It would have been cool but awkward if we met at the Model Railway show. Yeah, no, I agree. Again, I've never had like a fan meet me or whatever. The only time I've, met people that knew me from YouTube, they're people that I already communicated with online quite a bit, that were in the Horsemen or whatever. It's always a little awkward running into somebody and chit-chatting with them. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a normal dude who happens to make a couple videos a week in this game, and I get that. And it's not like, wow, you're so cool. Obviously, when you meet somebody that you know on the sort of, I hesitate, I guess, to call it a one-sided relationship, but it really kind of is, because yeah, we're having a back and forth here, but we're each in the comfort and privacy of our own homes, doing our own things. We don't like hang out on the weekends. And I get stuff, or I get comments and I respond to them, and I go on these rambles and I do this and that and the other thing, and and you come here and you consume my content and then you respond to it. So yeah, it's it totally is a back and forth, but it's not as if we're sitting here having a conversation. That said, we have had a little bit of conversation on the front of making me things. So, it's not like it's totally one-sided or totally like, you're sending fan mail to a celebrity that you're going to run into. I'm under no delusions that I'm a celebrity. It is really cool that Zombie Slayer, I almost ran into you there, and Evan, that I almost ran into you at the other place. It's like, there are only so many, that's cute, railroading events, especially in the Northeast, and I attend quite a few of them, so you have to run into me eventually. You can't escape for long. Run from it, but it'll always find you. So yeah, anyway, thanks for showing the 080s. You're very welcome. I love to show off that stuff. In fact, I should be showing off Trainman 05 stuff, but I didn't install it. I just haven't had time. This week, let me tell you, this week has been one of the busiest weeks in a long time for me. And I'm making this on a Saturday, and it's probably not going to be out until maybe Tuesday. And that doesn't give people a lot of time to write in comments, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. I am going to New York City for a couple of days with Madison, and I don't have the time to make Zombie Train after this finishes processing. It's, I explained my process before and why stuff takes as long as it does, and I'm sure you guys understand that I just, there isn't the time. It doesn't exist. I don't have a way to conjure up these videos in the schedule in which I would like them to be conjured up. But at least, at the very least, also, let me get another gas station. At the very least, we're having these conversations back and forth, whatever. So this is a more modern looking building, but I'm gonna put it in here anyway because, whatever. It's a more modern gas station. It's not. It is really modern, actually. No, I don't like it. Never mind. This is an older one. Actually, I'm not sure if it's an older one. Yes, so. Yeah, those prices would be murder in the 1950s. Gasometer, no. Oh my god, it's one of these. It's one of these that lifts up. That's really cool. Gas station flying A. Yeah, I'll use that. That's a little bit nicer. Flying A garage. I'll put this next to it. There we go. Okay, so We have all these gas station things. You could, like, build your own gas station. So we have a better gas station in the center of town. We should have another one down here. On the main road, probably on the corner. Building gas station. This looks to be a little bit too new. Are those, like, supposed to be touch screens? Why do these have the same sounds? Well, I don't know what other gas stations... Oh, we've got the Texaco one. Oh yeah, here's a good one. I'm not sure if I can use this, actually. Let me look it up. Again, now I have to look this stuff up, because... HP... I assume these are like HP Trains models or something. So Lothar Haig model. So it might be on the download station. It is, actually. It's on the download station. Okay, so I can use it. It's actually a really nice model, too. So let me work on Word Evan's comment. When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Duh. Bustin' makes me feel good. Yeah. I mentioned how excited I am for the new Ghostbusters, which is, again, surprising. Just because, you know, last Ghostbusters wasn't great, allegedly. I won't claim to have seen it. I won't claim to have a real opinion on it. I just heard the writing wasn't all there. You know, they had a half-decent cast. They had people that are usually pretty funny. They just didn't put it together well. Now, if I may say, speaking of films and writing, so I finished the second half of my Valentine's Day date, which was in two parts. One, we went out for wings on Thursday, and then we went out to see a movie. And that movie that we saw was Alita Battle Angel, or Alita Battle Angel, I guess. Alita is the chick from Code Lyoko. I'm gonna have to say that I do recommend it, but I don't think it's written well, and I don't think it's paced very well. They do a lot of things in the movie. They set up the big bad. They introduce this whole world, this character, the other characters around the main character, whatever. And they do a pretty good job of establishing the world. And at the beginning, I feel like things go a little quick. Although, I kind of, I'll admit, in a way, I always feel like that at the beginning of a new, at the beginning of sort of a movie franchise or whatever, a new movie where I'm not familiar with the surroundings, or, even if it's not me, it's just as a movie writer, you have to establish everything that's going on in and around the film very early on so that people aren't blindsided by these things that you're talking about later. But I feel like the pacing was a little bit off in the beginning. And then they set up too much. They made the world too big. They didn't explain enough of the things that were really important, I think. And they spent a lot of time on the things that didn't need to be important. So, there's a sport in the film that is pretty important for the film, but I don't understand why they necessarily focused on it, other than the fact that it's a visual spectacle. Now, they're pulling from other source material, so I don't know if they did that specifically in order to sort of appease the people that had seen and cared about the source material, and that really, it wouldn't have been the same without it. Maybe that's true. But by the end, they didn't resolve everything. And that's the issue. I think they spent too much time putting things into the movie and not enough time resolving things. I think they could have, or should have, removed some things. Either, didn't include certain things, or certain people, or certain plot elements. I'm trying not to spoil anything. Because I still recommend that you go see this film. It's a visual spectacle, and, the characters are good. It can be a little bit corny, but it can also be a lot bit amazing and epic. It's a spectacle, I'll say that much. And absolutely, I mean that in like the wow, it's gorgeous to look at. The film is beautiful. And the world is really cool. I'll give it that. The world is really cool. They just didn't explain enough, and they didn't resolve enough. Yeah. I don't remember what exactly I was saying, but I hope you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Towards the end, it sort of dragged, and the reason I think it did is because, again, they didn't resolve enough of the problems, and they still had, by the end of the movie, you're left with things that are still looming over the main character, and not like oh crap, suddenly there's this other thing that we're going to need to defeat next movie. It's like you knew about this the whole time. The movie should have been about that. When you're pulling that bait and switch in a film and saying at the end, oh, we defeated the bad guy. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. There's a bigger bad guy. The day isn't actually saved. We just need to move on. We've moved one up the chain. At least you get that, that victory and then that oh crap moment. There isn't any of that in Alita. You get like a little victory, but that didn't solve the problem. That like what needed to happen didn't happen because of that. It was just, sort of a symptom. And then you're left wondering, okay, well, how does she continue to exist when the big bad knows all about her, yada yada yada. Anyway, did go to see that last night. That's the most recent movie most recent, of course, I saw it last night. It's one of the few movies I've seen in theaters lately. I think it's totally worthy of being seen in a theater if you go there for the spectacle, and honestly, these days, I think that's what you should go to the theater for. If there's a movie that's got a really great story, and you really want to absorb it, and whatever, you want to be comfortable and think a lot, and, get attached to the characters and whatever, I'd say do that in your own home. I'm not saying don't go to the movies for that, but I am saying the movies are expensive, and possibly disruptive, and that sort of thing. It might not help you in your enjoyment of a film to go to the movies unless the enjoyment is based thoroughly around the spectacle of the film itself. And a lot of films are good like that. But something that also I came across while we were watching the trailers of the movies. Every single one, it starts off with like, except for one, I guess, but even then it gets a little bit out there. It starts off with like, normal people. And then something crazy happens. Somebody turns into a superhero, or there's supernatural stuff going on, or you freaky doubles chasing you, you're gonna die. Nobody survives this. There are no movies about normal people anymore, I feel like. Maybe that's just like an old man style gripe. But like, The Sandlot is not about aliens, or monsters. Caddyshack is about people. Stand By Me is a super, super iconic film, and it's just 4 kids going to find a dead body. It's not amazing. It's not this super unbelievable tale of, treachery and also zombies, and, it's not ridiculous. It's not crazy. And I don't think those movies are bad for being that way. Like, new movies are bad for being that way. Like, I saw the ad for Shazam, and the only words out of my mouth when the ad actually finished was, wow, too bad that's a DC movie. Because it's not going to be good. Like, that could be a really entertaining film, but it's not going to be good. Like, I'm sorry, DC fans, they don't make television shows well. If you're looking at the poster child for who does movies right in comic book verse, that's Marvel. If you're looking for somebody to make a good TV show, though, that's DC. DC makes a good TV show. That ends the comic book rant for today. I'm not actually really a comic book guy, but I've just noticed this over the years. Like, wow, Marvel's knocking it out of the park. This is incredible. And then DC tries like the same thing and somehow ruins it. Like it doesn't come out good. I don't know how you really. I don't know how you screwed up that badly, but maybe that's just me. Oh, you know what I want in here? You know what I want in here? This bigger block. I want like an apartment complex. Maybe I can get some apartment buildings. These are kind of tall. Oh, how about these? Yeah, this is like a housing development. Oh, these are symmetrical, huh? There we go. Some apartments. That'll look good. That'll play. I don't remember what I was talking about. I'm excited to see the finished product of Mason's Landing. That's Mason's. This is Mason Valley. That's Mason's Landing. Please don't screw me up. I would like to see that as well. I'd like to see the finished product of all this stuff. I'm really looking forward to it, but see, the thing is, it's going to take a while. And me standing here staring at my apartments that I just made is not going to help. Wow, you're friggin' slow. Let these guys pass you. Also, this house is backwards. Whoops. There you go. Now you face the street. I noticed on the track going into that complex you were working on, the road is covering the track. Over here? Over here? Yeah, I know, I gotta work on this. This is, like, you noticed it, so I might as well fix it now, because, you know, what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna call? You know what? I have a dumb idea. I have a really dumb idea. Let me try something stupid. Give me this. I want the Yarnish Macadam with only the one thing. I put a spline point there, and a spline point there, and a spline point also there. So, this could be a pain, but let's see how this works. This might look terrible. I'm just trying to make a little... You guys get what I'm doing here, right? I'm just trying to make a little gap in this so that it's... So that it does that, but there are no macadam roads with, oh crap, what do you call it? No macadam roads with... I'll straighten this out, maybe that'll help. With no sidewalk, right? So I have to do it like this. Alright, here's the other thing. So I'm going to grab these, I'm going to grab the height of these, I'm going to lower it by just a wee bit. So how about 10.9? That might actually be too much. No, that actually works really well. Okay, you know what? That actually worked. The road is still a little bit wonky, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Listen, my entire world is wonky. 7. I'm currently in a play that is happening in April, and it's set in the 50s, and I usually think of this while we are practicing. But when we are finished, we are doing parodies of the songs, and one of the songs is a song about cars, and I wanted to do a parody of the song about trains, and I wanted to mention the VMR at one point, so that'll be fun. So wait, are the parodies of the songs part of the play? Or you just got, you guys, I'm assuming you guys parody them while you're fooling around after rehearsal. That sounded like, that's sort of what I'm getting out of that. Mentioned the VMR at one point. Well, you know, I know a great parody of a 50s song. It's called Ivan Be Good. I can sing it now if you want. No. I think I'm gonna have a road go in here and then go into the areas between the buildings. Something like that, maybe? That's the issue. The brick houses are totally separate from all the other ones. Put this guy in here. Make it like that house takes up 2 spots. There are not going to be many things down here. Yeah, Mason's Landing is going to be fairly agrarian. Again, it's based off of, or formerly agrarian, with a few new buildings on the spots where fields were. It's based off of Old Saybrook to an extent, where there really isn't a lot going on there, and the reason for that is that, in real life, the reason for that is that there isn't, well, there's a very hefty current coming out of the river there, and it made it difficult to dock ships back in the day, so that town never really developed the way some of the other towns did. Anyway, I sense that vehicles are going in circles over here. If you work that in, I want to know what song it is, I want to know what play this is, and then send me the lyrics. If you have a fully fleshed out parody, please do so. Or at least send me what the song is, and then I can think about it. Also, is the play Grease Lightning? That's my other question. I'm asking what the play is, but that's my thought when you say 50s play and a song about a car. I'm pretty sure half of Grease Lightning is about a car, and the other half is about something inappropriate. Like we've ever shied away from that around here. Anyway, the final thing is, how has your day been? My day has actually been pretty entertaining. With the Providence Northern thing this morning, or well, this afternoon really, and then doing this. I mean, this is really all I've done. This has been my entire day, basically. I got up, I went to the Providence Northern, we did the whole operating session, and now I'm here making this video. And now, once I get done with this, I have to pack because I'm leaving for New York City in the morning with Madison on the train, and I think it's going to be a blast. But I have to pack, you know, that awful thing that you have to do sometimes when you're leaving your house. I don't know. I wouldn't say I hate packing, but I'm really not a fan. It's just kind of annoying. I don't, get excited about what I'm going to wear tomorrow, so I'm not the poster child for enjoying packing. I'm not sitting there picking out outfits like, ooh, look at this, I look so cute in this. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. But, you know, to each their own. I just don't care that much about what I'm wearing. As long as I have something on when I go outside, or else it's like one of those nightmares where you show up to class naked. Oh, that's right, we're not supposed to talk about inappropriate things around here. You forget that you had a test and you show up to... There's the double whammy. So anyway, I'm trying to be careful about the houses that I'm using now because I'm trying not to use too many duplicates. But, I mean, really, I'm trying to fill out this whole area with houses. What am I going to do? What am I going to do, realistically? There's only so much that I can do. I think the other thing is, I'm probably going to have, another park down here. Maybe with, some abandoned machinery. And maybe a mill. You know what? I'll have an abandoned mill back here. So... It's a sugar mill. How about this? What is this? North Bay Sawmill. Oh, okay. Great. Small sawmill, small mill building. It's not a mill building, it's a warehouse. It's a small warehouse. SAP textile mill. Oh, you know what? Rusty windmill with tank. This was one of the hallmarks of, well, similar, was one of the hallmarks of Mason Valley on the original Geiger Mountains. So I'll put that right there. Wow. Wow. Look at these buildings. Old mill. Mill stream water wheel. That's a sound. Here's this. I don't really get how you're supposed to be. Oh, I guess it's like a breast wheel. Oh, you just put the... Oh, okay. No, it's not even like that at all. So what is this? The door down here? Little strange, but okay. Merchant mill. Holy mackerel. And if this looked any better, I might have to use it. But it really doesn't. Doesn't look good. Lumber mill. Craft mill. There's another one of those milling companies. So we have a mill down here, but this is not going to be served. Maybe I'll have some abandoned track that runs across. From here. This actually is a cool place to have a... Damn it, not on the narrow gauge track. These roads have been repaved since. Hey, I'm trying to make this line up over here, but it's not happening. I'm actually not sure how I would get this to line up, especially if the spline point's all the way over there. I undo all that. Okay, redo that because I actually want it to be there. Maybe if I put the spline point right here. Not on the narrow gauge track. Let's see. So it needs to line up with this. I'll just do a temporary line. I can do that. Not like that, but I can do it. That's a little bit tight, but it's not impossible. Here, let's try one of our 080s. Or a couple of mill gondolas. Oh, whoops. I see the issue. Again, definitely possible, not recommended. So let me actually just leave these here like this. There's always a chance that I could activate this industry for some reason. But that's not something I'm planning on doing. Anyway. Okay. So, yeah, that's how my day has been. Like I said, my week has been really stressful. My week has been kind of a pain in the neck. And like I said, that's the reason why it's taken so long for me to actually do this friggin' video. And why I probably sound kind of tired, and why I keep losing my place. Other than the fact that I'm hungry, that doesn't help either. I am hungry. I could use some food. I have food upstairs in the fridge. It's actually leftover wings, and they're a little bit hot. But you know, I'm a man, I can take it. I worked a lot, I did some site work, I did a lot of stuff this past week. Made a couple of trips to Boston for work. Next week I'm going to Boston once and Glastonbury once, which is, you know, those are early mornings. I'm not the biggest fan of them. Like, I'm really not the biggest fan. I don't like early mornings. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta get the money. Anyway. Okay, let's face another comment. Zombie Slayer, well, actually, this is back and forth between Zombie Slayer and Evan Games. I actually asked about, Zombie Slayer asked if Evan could make BLW 060 number 26. So, yes. If you do, I'll take it. I know you're learning to model. So anyway. KS1 Productions asks, what will the Geiger Mountains engine roster be of? Will it be like the old one back in the day with the Winter 51, EBT-17, CNS-9, and all the DRGW engines, RGS-20? Or are you going to have some of the originals? Well, a lot of those engines were, they weren't payware, but they weren't on the download station, so it means I unfortunately cannot use them. Not for this route, at least. But that won't keep me from trying. Mostly what I'm going to be using, so I downloaded, let's just take it aside and look at this for a second. I downloaded a bunch of stuff. Actually, did I stick them in here? Nope. I have a lot, I have some DSP&P stuff. I have these bogies. And here's the bigger boogie, and then there's a little boogie somewhere around here. Oh, the 066, the little boogie. So we have some Mason bogies. We have a couple of small Mikados and a couple of large Mikados. So we have a lot of things to choose from. We got the 450 class, the 460 class, this K27s. Well, 450s and 460s are all K27s. Including 463, the Thunder Chicken. We have the K28s, which are the 470s, including this guy with a snowplow. We have the Bumblebee, of course. We have the K36s, or at least one K36. We have one K37, and then also we have a bunch of stuff from Oahu, including some K28s. And it wouldn't let me scroll for some reason. We have Westerford and Brightford engines, but those aren't particularly helpful. C13, you know, we have some little consolidations. This is the Mosca. How cute, huh? But these are all Togog models, so we have all of these to play with and to choose from. Wow. Oh, it's a Sumter. Of course. Westford and Brightford engines. White Pass and Yukon engine. This is 69. Nice. More boogies, the 266. We have some Moguls. And we have this as well. Not that I'm going to use that. We also do have UNF-51. Probably something to use. So what the hell is going on with the stretch of track? What the hell is going on with the stretch of track? Okay. No. Bad. It's not supposed to be like that. Houston, we have a problem. I'm just going to replace the piece of track. Nope, it's doing it again. Alright, I don't get it. We might just have to live with that weirdness for now. Let's see, does this not... Alright, the Aron track doesn't support 3-point switches. Well, color me surprised, first of all. So yeah, that's what we've got. It can't all be the same stuff because a lot of the stuff is either old Slug Smasher or San Juan trains, I think, models, which I cannot use anymore. Or, well, I can't use for this, rather. Or they are subpar models, which I also can't use. Although, thankfully, some of the subpar models are on the download station, so there's that. But not all of them, and not really ones I can use. So, it's unfortunately not going to be exactly the same roster, but we're just going to have to live with that one. Oh well. We have a bunch of hotels. This is cool. Anchor Inn, Hostler's Shanty, Hostler and Passenger Car Equipment Building. Put this over by the, this over here. Actually, I wouldn't really need that because of the roundhouse, huh? Well, there's a shed. Here's the shed. It's for extra junk. We've got some horses, too. This is built in. You could always use this somewhere. Yeah, we need to finish filling out these buildings. We really do. We need to not lollygag. We're going to run out of other stuff to do, but we've got to finish these buildings. Anyway. Oh, that's right. I never even finished Icer's comment. I'm sorry, dude. I'll come back to your comment right now. So yeah, never ever pricing locos with JR prices because there's too many locos to reskin for both PRR route and the modern route as well. Honestly, I probably said this already, but my opinion is that JR prices are highway robbery. Maybe it's just because I don't care about diesels that much, but I really am not a fan. I'm probably not going to buy anything from JR at any point, unless I really, really want it, because I can't justify spending that much on what you're getting. You know, when you buy an engine from K&L Trains, it's either like $5 or you get a whole set of coaches and stuff. I don't know necessarily how people justify the cost of joint rail content. But hey, that's just me. Backdrop is a good one. So we can give in Madison some questions to answer too, right? That's if you'll ever have her for an episode of Under Construction. Like, what do you love or like about Ellis? Oh man. I'll respond for her. I don't. There, that's what she would say. If she's here, you could give her questions, but I don't wait till she's around to record the thing. I try to record it when she's not around because if she's here, she'll want me to be hanging out with her, and I want to be hanging out with her too. But, you know, I gotta get this done, and I feel bad when I'm like, alright, I need you to shut up for 2 hours and step out of the room, or whatever, so that I can make Under Construction. It's not, you know, we don't hang around and go, oh, I'm gonna make Under Construction, just sit right there. She'll go, oh, you're gonna make Under Construction, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home for a while, or, you know, whatever. Right now she's at home, she's waiting for me to come pick her up, because we're gonna go in one car to the station tomorrow. And, you know, until then, she's just gonna be at home. She knows I'm making Under Construction, she doesn't want to be here. She doesn't want to interrupt. So, doesn't want to get in my way is what I was going to say, and that felt a little bit harsh. But yeah, no, she doesn't want to interrupt. She wants me to be able to make my recording in peace, so she tries to not hang around when I have to do that stuff. And plus, she's just bored, you know? She hears me ramble all day. She doesn't need to hear me during under construction. You know, I suppose you could do that. If she ever comes around to the guest list, you could ask her questions like that in there, but, you know, she doesn't pay a lot of attention to that chat. I don't know. I'm just trying to find more houses. I just want more houses. I don't know why I'm being so picky all of a sudden. I'm trying not to be too repetitive. But it's tough. Because there are only so many models to use. And some of these I don't even know if I'm going to have to replace. So we've got to fill out this block, these 2 blocks. You know, we have to finish these 4. We have to go along the edge here. And we have to finish these and then over there. And that's going to be mostly warehouses and stuff. But we've come pretty far. We're an hour in. So, you know. Will Madison ever operate trains was the last thing. I wanted to originally have her operating the train during Zombie Train, but it's just hard to get her around and have time to do that. You know, when she's here, we don't really want to be making videos, we want to be playing games, or whatever, because, you know, we don't have that much time for one another. We don't live together, we only see each other on the weekends. And usually, A, I want to have videos done by then. And B, I want to, you know, spend time with her properly. You know, I want to spend time with her. You know, so sue me. As entertaining as it would be for me to get her on here, I'm not sure if or when that'll really happen in a consistent way. Also, the fact that we have to squeeze in here with the desk the way it is, it isn't conducive to really having 2 people on the mic. We have some lines to do for the road to Denver, and we haven't gotten around to them yet. Mostly just because it's a pain to sit down and do them. Like, I could do mine, but I want to do mine and hers at the same time. So, that's the holdup, if you're listening, Flegel. Which I don't think you would be. But, you know, never know. Okay. So, here's another house to go here. At least I have enough houses that even if I were to put them down in like a repeating cycle, I wouldn't accidentally put the same 2 next to one another. Let's do another one, this kind over here. These brick houses are really the ones that cause me the most stress and annoyance, because there are only 5 of them and they're not mixed in with the other ones at all. So now I have to go through and I grab one from each and I put them down, and that's that. Let's grab a number 2. I don't think I've ever really used that one before. That's a really nice house, though. That's closer to the houses that should be here. This is like a 2-family house. As the back entrance, which is probably a back stair. Oops. Uh-oh. Need to pick up the rotary phone. Hello? Just a telemarketer. I'm not sure if you heard that actual ring, but it's not the rotary phone ringer. As I believe I explained, I have this rotary phone, but the ringer is one of the things that doesn't work. I'm not sure how it would be to get that squared away. I don't know who I would take it to, but if I did, I'm sure I would. Or rather, if I did, I would save up some money and do that. Or put some money aside, I guess. You know, not an impossible thing to do. But since I can't dial out with it, I'm not about to go about fixing it. At least not with very much haste. It's something that I'll probably do when I have some spare dough and some spare time, and I want to buy the converter box that I need, which you do need for these things. Is that the same house as that one? Yeah, it is. Let me just push it all the way down the street here. Almost have this area filled out. Not that one. How about this one? This one's pretty unique. There aren't a million colors of it, but that's kind of a problem. This blue one I've been trying to avoid because honestly I think it looks really ugly, but why not at this point? This is also the right kind of house. It isn't officially a two-family, but you'd assume it would be. It just has one front door. I can't fit that like... Oh wait, I can. I can fit this like this. Okay, so now we're missing 2 buildings over here, probably. Not that one. Oh, 3 buildings if I use this one. This doesn't actually help. You know what? Yeah, I will. I'm going to turn this guy sideways and make him take up a nice big lot. The thing we don't have in this town is baseball fields. Okay, so one of the other things we were doing, let me place down a couple of stores. On this corner here. I think these are all on the downloads. They're DES, so they should be. But I'll bet you they're not, because... just because of the way it is. Let me put down... Because of the way I don't have all of them, I'll bet you these are things that I got from route reviews or something. And so it's entirely possible... Highway department. It's entirely possible that I have these because I got them in a dependency pack, and these are the only ones that I have, and they're modified because I downloaded them from said pack, and yada yada yada. So it's entirely possible that those are modified assets, and I will have to re-download them, but that doesn't really matter for me. Or that doesn't really matter for you guys, it just matters for me to keep my everything straight. Store row 1, Main Street. We have all these storefronts, which these are all really nice. Because I just don't know what to do with them exactly. So I'm not sure what to do with these 2 blocks here. Probably residential houses along this street, and I don't know what exactly along this street here. Probably some more commercial buildings or bigger houses or that sort of thing. I also don't remember what I was going to put in this area here. But you know what? We'll leave that for now. So we have these, right? This is our commodities. Also, I'm going to grab a door. I don't want the JR ones. I want this. That's too small. JPK factory door 12. Whoops. I'll put that in the middle of the building. Also not big enough. What the hell am I looking at here? That's a door? It's not a door. These are also all the same size. Door rail access. There we go. Let me just extend this into the door. Straighten that out a little bit. do that. There we go, now we have a boxcar door. And that should fit like a 40 foot. Or a 50 foot even. Where did I get this? Hypothetically, it'll fit. Okay. So we have this. We have these guys. Now we need to figure out what's coming out of this place. I hesitate to say anything specific, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. If we just have this place produce general goods, it'll lessen the need to do anything really. It would make more things with general goods. So I think I'm going to put this 50-footer down, even though it doesn't belong here. What do you carry? Lots of stuff. Butter. Yeah, that's what I want. I want some butter. Okay, no, none of that. None of that. Ain't none of that mine. So, this place is really a producer sort of place. This area. There's recycling, but there's also a lot of manufacturing going on here. This is the type of place that outputs a lot of general goods. So, that's what I'm going to put down. Let me get my other boxcar. 40-foot boxcar. The one that I can use is the nickel plate one, I think, NKP. How about 2 carloads of general goods a day? We're also going to have grains in this, but that's not something we're going to be doing. How about the lumber stack? No. Okay, the general goods. Those are general goods in, these are general goods out. So if we do 2 carloads of general goods a day out of this place, no, whatever. This is like a confectionery thing. It says milling company, but look into those things and look at this. This to me screams a place that makes cakes or something, you know? It's a milling company though, so we're just gonna have to deal with that. Again, if we look at these have a lot of non-mill loads. Maybe the cement bag, but potatoes, fruit, that's not what we need. We need a different boxcar. So let's find another boxcar. Boxcar. That I have installed and that's on the DLS. So how about this one? The Timken roller bearings boxcar. What does this have? Beer. That's important. Automobile engine. That's I don't think that's that. ATSF boxcar Excelsioro or whatever. If we scroll back down, oh, am I at the top of the list? No, I'm not at all at the top of the list. Oh well, this starts here. We go through all these 40-foot boxcars, the ones that are just 40 FT and then the name instead of a space. 40-foot boxcar and not these 40-foot boxcar. There are not many that I can do with this. Also, I think they're rearranged slightly differently. On download station. No. Okay, so those other ones are not on the download station, but they are built in. So there's that. That's kind of going to be an issue when we upgrade, because the stuff is not going to be on the download station. You know, this, like this, for example. This is not on the download station. This is a jointed rail model that comes built in with the route. So that's definitely going to be an issue. We're going to have to replace those with something. All throughout the route, we're going to have to replace them with something. It's kind of a big deal. So if we go down to the other 40-foot boxcars, the older ones, like these, 40-foot boxcar NW, for example. Oh wait, I'm definitely using these somewhere. Yeah, the NW one. Oh, okay, this is the one I was looking for, the Norfolk and Western one. These, I think, are pretty much all the same. They're just reskinned. We've got tractors, lumber, all different kinds of lumber, goods, stock, or feed, I mean, farm equipment, auto parts, automobile engines, and then hay bales. So not great, and I think all of these have pretty much the same thing because they're all based off of the same... No, actually, that one has more. This one, maybe? What does this one have? So they... Okay, a lot of these have just general goods then, which is a little bit bad. State of Maine. Potatoes. This can't carry potatoes. That sucks. Boxcar underscore NW yada yada. Yeah, it just carries that. So we're definitely gonna have to be selective about what we're using. 40-foot boxcar, you're Lackawanna. Okay, let's check on you. You have an open door. You can have lumber or good general goods. Why are there two different kinds of lumber in there? They're not actually different. This is probably the same thing. Nope, that just carries general goods. Okay, so that's slightly problematic. Boxcar 40-foot copper range. That's something that I'm using elsewhere. Where is that? Oh, that's underneath B for boxcar. There's also the ATSF boxcar Excelsioro or whatever. Let's see if there's anything special with this. Nope, just general goods. This is definitely going to be a problem in the not-so-distant future. Let's see. Boxcar 40-foot. Let's scroll down to B. B for boxcar. BO for boxcar. Boat. No. Boxcar 40-foot copper range. I'm using this elsewhere on the route. This has a number of products, but again, nothing really special, just the same stuff that we're used to. I'm looking for something that's totally out there. How about the Boxcar High Cube 50-foot? These are much newer. These are in fact too new, but they have the same set of commodities, so that's not helpful anyway. THB 40th Anniversary Edition. This is Lassie. Nope. CP boxcar, GN 40-foot boxcar. So I don't have really great, expectations for these, especially. These are really old. They might not carry anything at all. Okay, they don't. How about the GN 40-foot boxcar? GN 40-foot boxcar. So we have a couple of these. Also just carry general goods. Damn it! We've all the Green Gorge stuff, and then Milwaukee Road boxcar, 50-foot, MILW boxcar. What? Oh, MILW dash boxcar, 50-foot. Probably just carries general goods. A lot of these are older models that this is all they do. Also, it starts filled with the general goods. It does carry all the other stuff the other boxcars do, but the biggest issue right now that I'm noticing is that the oh wait a minute, here we are. Why are these? Oh right, because those are built in. That's not good. I need them to be on the downloads. Oh, they're just listed differently. They still are on the DLS, but they're also listed as built-in because they're built-in, and so they're listed not as installed from DLS. Okay, I'm stupid. We can still use these cars. Crisis averted. Mission accomplished. Not really, but anyway, sorry. Are there any questions I haven't asked yet? Oh, please, a link to the crash, and please drive some trains. Actually gives a great great write-up, great response to this. Yeah, I drive trains every 10th episode on the zombie train. I don't drive them on under construction because guess what? We're under construction here. We can't drive anything. Sometimes I fool around with AI, but that's very rarely. CNO AAR boxcar. Let's see if this has anything interesting. It has automobiles. It has invisible automobiles. Okay. So, I'm still not sure what to do with this place, then. This is supposed to be a manufacturing place, but I'm not sure what to do with it. If we go and grab one of these hoppers, probably this one. Look through all the commodities that it has. Hopefully steel coils are one of them. Or we have aluminum sheets. You know what? That's fine. Well, you can use aluminum sheets or these steel coils as freight for this. Or round stock, flat stock. Flat stock might do it. Rods from gods. Aluminum ingots. Now, we're not going to be doing that, but we will be... So the stock is to be melted down. So what we really want are aluminum or steel coils or sheets, that sort of thing. Hot steel slabs I don't think are going to be it. So, because we are a milling company... Actually, if we are a milling company, maybe they would take stock. Because they can then mill that into something. Maybe flat stock would be appropriate. Let's see what that actually looks like in here. Yeah, you know what? If you're, like, cutting things, then that's definitely appropriate. It's just, how do you get it out of that car at that point? We kind of want it on a flat car, I would wager. So let's look up a good flat car. We have some bulkhead flat cars, some long ones. We have a 50-foot flat car PRR. That's something that I already use. 50-foot flat car PRR. Whoops. Let's see. What is this? C-beams. I don't think that's what we need, but I'll look at them anyway. No. As nice as those could be, I don't think we need those. We have trailers. We have stall coils. Aluminum billets. We have Langholtz 12 meters. The other thing I can use, if you're milling, well, if you're milling, it's probably steel. So I'm gonna find another flat car. Let's see, not the aircraft fuselage flat car. How about this bulkhead flat car? These are 62-foot bulkhead flat cars. How about this one? This is a smaller one. This is an SP1 too, so it's old enough. No, these are just pulpwood logs, not helpful. UFC flat car. No, flat car 50 foot maybe? Let's just try one of these. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. We've got blue canvas load as a built-in one on this flat car, which is a generic maintenance of way flat car. We have wire coils, steel beams, bunkhouse, track repair kit, wooden sleepers, concrete sleepers, wheel sets. Let's see, wood planks, pile foundation stack, old slabs. Still not exactly what I need, but we're getting there. And this having the blue canvas load on it by default is actually pretty helpful. I can use that elsewhere. Again, I need something with steel slabs on it. So I will try one more of these to see if the contents vary at all. Oh, they really do. Oh, it's Twoo, it's Willy Twoo. John Deere tractor. These just have tractors on them. This is not helpful. I don't want tractors. Wire coils. No. Flat car 50-foot PRR then. Let's try. Maybe the standards will save the day, or maybe they'll be the same. Yeah, it's the same. Well, of course, it's standard. Flat car CP rail. Flat car should be right under this. There we go. Literally nothing. Beautiful. Flat car, my assets in main queue. Okay. Ooh, flat stock. That's what I need. But I'm gonna need more than one of it. That's an issue. Is there a queue with more than one thing? Max load 2, max load 3. No, damn it. Well, this is the most promising one so far. I just want a flat car with these on it. It shouldn't be that difficult. Skeleton log flat car, steel coil load for flat car, tarp load flat car, UP flat car, 53 feet. I think it's the same thing. Now I'm getting towards the end of the road here. I'm reaching the end of my rope down here. UP flat car, FEF flat car. No, it actually is different. It looks the same to me. Flat stock max load 1. The other thing can carry 2 though. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. We'll use this instead. Slide that over there. Wheel set, flat car load, wooden flat car NYC. I don't think that's going to be it. Wood load 2-4 bulkhead flat car. No. Okay, so this is a milling company. I think... Actually, you know what? We could do 2 things here. So we have this crane. This crane... And one of the things we could do is actually have scrap metal lift that out of here. Or NYC wooden flat car. What is it? Oh, it's wooden flat car. Wooden flat car NYC. So something just crossed my mind, right? This would be too old to transfer. But no, you know, it doesn't make a difference. So I'm figuring, right? So the thing with Tolbrand is that every industry produces every day. Because technically it's the same day repeated over and over again. The thing that I'm thinking is this is a milling company. They might have scraps that leave, but they wouldn't necessarily need to leave by train. So I don't know. I think I've covered all the comments. I actually went through them like record time. You know what? Did that get turned off, actually? Did that get turned off? Maybe. Hold on, let me see something real quick, because Evan, what you just said made me think. Let me get textual information, cabin sway, and 3D view. General settings. Show object, track train queue in surveyor. Enable debug features. I don't know what that means. No. Okay, never mind. So I'm thinking that maybe we could have 2 different things here, but also I'm thinking that because... Nah, you know what? This is fine. This is fine. Not a lot is going on here. It's just this one flat car. Over here, what's going on over here? This is an industry that has something going on with it already. Oh god, that's right. Cottonseed bulk, what even... Okay. So, if we look at this stuff, right? This is fairly straightforward, it looks like to me. But these commodities, I don't know where to get. Well, I have them, obviously. I don't know what assets use them. So this is what I need to do. I need to look up cotton bale, or cotton yarn stacked on pallet, or cottonseed bulk, which is, you know, the most basic stuff you can get, I think. If I look up cottonseed bulk is here. And if I look at list dependents, the only things available are this textile mill. Everything else So if I, if I list dependencies, or sorry, no. If I list dependents, and then I list dependencies recursively from here, it's going to show me all the different commodities. And I would bet you there's not a single one that has a dependent, so something that can carry it, that isn't this mill. So the issue very rapidly becomes, I don't have anything that can carry these things. So as much as I want to use these commodities, I can't. If we look at die drums on pallet, list dependents, it's only this mill and the versions of this mill. It's not, I can't find anything on the DLS, I haven't found anything on the DLS that's going to be able to hold these. Now, if I look at this right, this is an MSG Sapper model, or, thing. So if I go and look up the download station, and I want to search by author, so if I get rid of installed, and I search by author as well, and type in MSG Sapper, I get the feeling there aren't going to be any freight cars here. And that means that I don't really have any hope of moving these things the way I want them to, which is unfortunate because these are a lot of very nice commodities. So I have a lot of stuff. Oh, I do have 50-foot FEC boxcar, blah, 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 from him. So if I pull this up real quick, $50-foot FEC boxcar number 2. Put this over here. This carries apples and a couple of other things. Really not much. That's all you can get in it. 50-foot boxcar, let's see, 50-foot boxcar, whoops. Oh, sorry, there's no space there. This one. Okay, this carries some other stuff, but not the cottony stuff that I need. So it carries all these wood things, but it does not carry the cottonseed and all these other really cool commodities that are available from him. Like tons of them, tons of commodities. That said, there are some reefers here and hoppers, and I think, let's see, are there some boxcars? Because if there are some boxcars, I would like to try and download them. What is this? Oh, it's a 3-dome tanker. That could be very helpful. I would like to download some boxcars that can actually move this stuff. 50-foot H.J. Heinz Company. 50-foot McCormick Co. Mount Olive Pickle Co. Borden's Reefers. Hormel. If it downloads these, I could download all of these and see, okay, now do I have something that can carry all these? It would involve downloading all of MG Sapper's, or MSG Sapper's assets, which would take 6 ever, but it might give me the things that I need to actually move these assets. BI2, Basic 2. What does that mean? Basic Industry? Oh, I assume it's just you place down this industry and then whatever. I'm looking through all of his stuff right now, trying to see if there is... That looks like a route to me. That also is a route. Aw, damn. It's a reskin of yada yada. There are some cabooses, some coaches, there's some RS3s. for his route. Yeah, this is not really interesting, is it? I apologize for this, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around what am I really supposed to be doing here with regard to all these commodities, because I can't move them. I have no way to move these commodities at all. So that's a little bit problematic. Somebody could always make a boxcar or whatever that can actually move these things, and I would be incredibly grateful. But that means somebody has to go and make it and reskin it and upload it and everything like that. So that's the issue. That's where I'm at right now. I would like to move these commodities because there are a lot of very unique commodities that can be very helpful, but I have no way to do that. Yeah, I have no way to do that. Which really kind of frustrates me. It's like I can't use these things. I would just have to go through here, download all of the I would have to download all of the assets, or all of the freight cars, and see if now I had something with something. See if I had the right kind of freight car that could move things. So I don't know. I'm frustrated with that because now I can't utilize these industries. And I'm sure I can, and with difficulty I definitely can, but with difficulty. I don't want it to be with difficulty. Anyway, so something else I've been meaning to do is have some pipes. Now, we have pipes going that way. I want to connect these, up here to down here in some sort of meaningful way with water pipes to fuel mills and things like that. Not sure how to go about this exactly, but that's my thought right now. I'm still thinking about this thing, right? If I don't have a way to transport this stuff, what's the use in it? And I'm checking cars like it's going to just appear. I checked the dependents. There is no dependent that requires those things. So, there's no freight car that carries those objects. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit lost. So, with that in mind, I don't know what to work on right now. I wanted to get that all squared away, but there's no way I can move those commodities. I could definitely think about moving them. I definitely am thinking about it, but that's really the only thing I can do. So the only thing left to do, I think, is go back to Mason Valley and place down more buildings. But I don't feel like doing that. And this happens when you build routes, You go through phases of, wow, I really want to work on it, I have a million ideas, I can do this, that, and the other thing, the possibilities are limitless. And then you go through these phases of, yeah, but I don't really feel like it. I don't really feel like working on anything. But screw it. We have to build. We're here for another 20 minutes. We have to build. And so I need to figure out now what is going over here, other than some houses around here, which I do need to put in. So the nice thing about this is it's totally separated from the rest of town, so I don't even have to worry about duplicating houses. Put this over here. Can't use that one. If they've got problems with the roof, then I can't use them. So these are guys that live basically on the main road. There's this house here. I'll turn him around so he actually faces the main road. This block is a little bit tight, even though I sort of did that on purpose. I'm going to leave that space for parking. Move this to over here. This main road is still going to be mostly commercial buildings. We have a church and a churchyard there. So I'm going to move this guy, or I'm going to keep him over here. This red building, red house to match the church. Very cool. Turn this guy around. I don't know, I feel like there needs to be more going on over here. The tram doesn't even run through this area. Or not even in any capacity. So it's a little bit strange for this town. But I don't really know what necessarily to put over here. I mean, maybe I can put like a trailer park, but like a bungalow park over here. I think that'd be something to do. Finally, we get to use this idea. Thanks, Icer. So I'm going to line this road with Sears bungalows. And the one behind it. At least to a reasonable distance. You know, we'll have maybe a dozen of these things. That's not a bungalow. Enough people park in the middle here. I'm just trying to get it to be something that I'm okay with. Something, you know, like I said, I'm reaching one of the lulls in my productivity and my desire to build this thing, which makes sense because I'm reaching the end of a really creative section. I'm not doing what I previously did anymore, where I was, you know, sort of brainstorming and thinking, I'm just putting down buildings, and that is not particularly interesting, really. I'm sure you guys realize this. I am trying to keep it a little bit interesting. I'm trying to keep it up a little bit. But, also this is interesting. Banana warehouse. This would be the kind of thing where maybe I'll put this over here and have this be the strange industry that goes over here. But I can't actually fit it the way I want it. I'm going to try to pull this way and just bring it right up to there. The problem is now that's, you know, these guys are kind of on a slope anyway. So if I do this, it's going to screw it up a little bit, first of all. Second of all, it's not even going to look very good. The thing that I could do, right, is actually rotate this building 90 degrees. And that way you see this banana sign as you're on your way into town, I guess. But then we can't actually have this come in like that. It just doesn't make any sense. It won't make the platform. So I could just keep it turned this way. Now notice we've got supply docks on both sides. It's a little bit strange. They're pretty much identical docks, which, I don't know, that just doesn't seem like that should be the way that it is. Because what are you going to do, have tracks on both sides? If you've got a truck loading dock, it's going to look different. So, that's my 2 cents. That said, this doesn't look half bad now. The fact that the road is on top of it is a little bit problematic, but nothing that we can't resolve. Also, we will just raise that enough, and then we'll do our trick with the sidewalks again, maybe. Because this is an area where I can definitely get away with that. But if we have the rails on here, we can just do this. So I should be looking up more warehouse districts, and more warehouses, but more warehouse districts to get a feel for how this really should look. And then try to emulate that. This is an area of town that would be fairly, not very frequently trafficked by people, unless you are going to and from one of these buildings. So we have our little trailer park over there, we have some houses over here, we have, maybe some new construction around the back here, but by and large, I'm thinking this is not going to be the kind of area where, you come on a daily basis. This is, unless you work here. So, that's my thoughts. If you guys have any suggestions on how this is going to work, say so. This is a paper warehouse. Although, I want this to be sort of more of a commercial drag. So maybe having the warehouses here is not actually the best decision. I do want them over here. By our trailer park almost. But this is... it's not free real estate. Though I am going to put these guys on I'm going to put them right here. We have this nice little blend then of the houses and your warehouse back here. We have a lot of commercial in this town, which is not something that's necessarily great. It's sort of, if we don't have a good balance, then A, things are going to look kind of weird, and B, the scenes that I want to have are not gonna pan out properly. So I really need to be careful about that. Also, is this... oh, it's a straight down shadow. It's making me think it's floating. Get rid of that. So we have this building here. It's fine. It's like a cold storage warehouse. But this area here, maybe I wanted it to be a commercial center, but it's really not. It's going to be, again, more of a warehouse district, I feel like. And that may just be what we're doomed to have it be. I don't know. I'm thinking a lot over here on just how to make this area look good. I'll fill in some more houses over here and over here, and maybe a couple over here, but probably not many. Houses can be along this road here, but I don't expect, originally I was thinking, oh, this is going to be like a cool commercial boulevard, but it's really probably not. Like I said, it's going to be probably just industrial warehouse stuff, and I'm just not sure how to execute that properly. I've never really done that kind of area. And this would be where a lot of people are coming for work or for whatever. Because this is your road out as well. So anything that, maybe the reason this is so important, or the reason this spur is here, is because stuff will come from over there, and it'll get loaded on trucks over here, not over there. Which is a little bit of a weird thing to do, but if this is where they set up the transload originally, or whatever you want to call it, then maybe that makes more sense. mean, trucks would have to go all the way around through town here and out to over here. And there isn't really a lot of room for that kind of facility. Again, I don't remember what I was going to put here. Obviously, if something's coming off the narrow gauge, it wouldn't go there. Well, that's kind of my issue. Something would get transloaded already in here. It probably wouldn't then get it wouldn't change hands again over here. So no, this is going to be stuff that's coming from the main line. Maybe it's doing the opposite. Maybe it's coming from the main line, getting loaded onto trucks over here, and then sent out that way. But this isn't that. And I don't think this is either. If it's being loaded onto trucks, it's probably happening over here. And this building, I think, might do a lot of that. And we might have a number of boxcars that get shoved into here that then output stuff into this building and they get shipped out. But I don't know, once again, because we've already established that this building is doing the metals recycling, or separating, I guess. So, I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, say so, because I'm more than happy to hear them. For now, I'll just go back and I'll place some more houses down. This is one we literally just used right there. Nobody will notice. What's with the green? Why are these houses all ugly colors? You don't see houses in these colors. Unless somebody's protesting an HOA, you don't see houses in these colors. So, this right here is right off the main road. We've filled out most of the town, but, like, I'm just not sure about how to finish it. I'm not sure how to do this area here. You know, I have a lot of ideas, but none of them are very good, and none of them will fill up the whole area, that's for sure. You know, I want to have some... You know, this area can be residential. Let me just mark that off by putting a house in the corner here. This area can be residential. This area can be industrial. This area here. So we have a band of industrial. And then this area can be, well, partly commercial or whatever. Or, you know, God knows what along here. I don't know. But the point is, tram doesn't go down the main road there. You know, I'd expect commercial to be along this area here, sort of as you're leaving town. We have, you know, a handful of commercial over here. We have a bunch of commercial here, but not that much. It's not crazy. And having a boulevard like this sort of invites that kind of stuff. Not really residential. It invites commercial. So, I think if we grab storefronts, what the heck is with this? What are you? I don't know what the heck that is, but that doesn't feel like a storefront to me. I think I'm going to skip on that one. I think I'm going to pass on that one. These are some storefronts. Again, they're flat. You know what? Do we have other stores that we can use that are not flat? I remember seeing some. Woolworth store. Yeah. These are a little bit better. They even have their own sidewalks. But we don't need that. We're just going to merge them in like this. So we have some storefronts. Let's get some other storefronts. I'm going to do this whole street in storefronts. I've decided this is all commercial. But just this street. Once you get off of it, it's not going to be like that. Also, this doesn't look exactly cheery. Like, these look alright. Those really don't. These don't have a back. Oh, those don't either. Oh, crap. Now I remember why I wasn't using most of these. Oh, I can't use any of them. Oh, no. I cannot use those. How about this? Do these have a back? No! Oh, no. How about these? These are better. These have all four sides. That's a problem. You're supposed to have stores with all four sides on them, really. I don't think they're supposed to not have backs. At least none of the ones I've been to have, or at least all the ones I've been to have had backs. I can confirm they have. Let me put this L shape in on the corner. Now this is looking a little bit better, and I kind of want to move that house. Let's continue with this. I think we're going in the right direction here. A nice gap between the buildings there, because why not? Yeah, these storefronts are really, they're kind of a godsend, although I would like ones with a little bit more 3D to them. We saw some earlier. I remember seeing them, but I don't remember what they were called. Storefront City Street. No, that's too built up. Store Row 1 Main Street. That was it. But honestly, I don't think we need those here. Store News Agency. New Agency. Alright, put this on the other corner. The other thing we're missing a lot of is parking lots. The amount of space in reality that's taken up for parking lots is absurd. And it's the 50s here. It would make sense that, you'd be losing a lot of buildings and paving paradise and all that jazz. We have a couple of store buildings that could probably fit in the back here. Is this the stupid Martha's Resale Shop? I thought it was like the one that I placed down and got rid of earlier. So yeah, I think we're getting places with this now. And now that I've decided to throw the storefronts down, we're definitely coming along. I still think I'm going to fill this, backfill this area with mostly residential, especially in this block and along here. But I don't know. I feel like we're a lot closer to solving this now that we've put these there. It's a little bit less empty. I still do want to have warehouses in the back here, along the river or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. We've got a Staples store. We don't really need that. We've got a pizza module. What? Oh, wait, no. Plaza. I'm stupid. Shopping plaza. Yeah. The older type storefronts. I assume this is older type, not like they're older, like the models themselves are older. That might be it. And that's why none of them have awnings or signs or anything like that. They're very simple with polygons. But hey, we've got this. This is here to stay. It's tight, but it's here to stay. And in fact, I could probably stretch it out a little bit, make the straight section a little bit shorter and the curve section a little bit longer to get a little bit more of a moderate curvature out of the thing. If I'm careful with this, I probably won't need to add any extra... No, I don't. Any extra crossing boards. But yeah, we'll have something come and switch that out eventually. Also, I need to replace this this with an invisible switch lever because it needs it. They're not going to be visible switch levers here because honestly, we'd never get them to fit and look right. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me, guys. I'm sorry things got a little bit slow towards the second half of the show, and you know, keep commenting, whatever. I know you're only going to have a couple of days before the next one gets filmed, ideally. But on Thursday, where am I? Thursday, I am in Glastonbury? Yes, I'm in Glastonbury for a meeting. So, unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to film that on Thursday. On Friday, I almost definitely will. But, as always, do comment. And I will see you guys next week. And I hope you enjoyed. Trainman out.